New York lost to Atlanta on Friday night. Enes Kanter, Kristaps Porzingis both out tonight. What's happening with those two guys?
Yes, well, it's a lot to make up for. That's about 40 points and 18 rebounds that the Knicks are going to have to try to find tonight collectively as a team. But let's start with Kristaps Porzingis because he was the more surprising scratch tonight. He said he woke up this morning feeling some back soreness in the lower back. He tried to warm up. He said going through some treatment, some ice, some stim. He was feeling a little bit better. But as of about an hour and a half ago, he said he didn't feel that it would be smart for him to give it a go tonight. So he is out. And then you take a look at Enes Kanter there. He's still having trouble walking. He's been dealing with back spasms the last couple of days. So when I spoke to him last night, he said that he doubted he would be able to give it a go tonight. But he's fiery and he was really upset. He said that last night, that loss in Atlanta, he blamed on himself because he couldn't be out there on the floor with his team.
Well, teams are using a physical strategy to slow down Kristaps. Is there cause for concern about wear and tear on his body going forward?
No, I don't think so. I think the biggest difference with Kristaps this season is that he's gotten so much stronger. And if you take a look back to last year or his rookie season, the biggest struggle for him was that more physical guys were able to push him off the block, push him off the spots where he really loves to shoot. This year, as we've seen so far with all those 30-plus games, he can shoot anywhere from the floor. He's been much more physical inside. I think this back issue is something that he's not overly concerned with. In fact, he did say that in the locker room before the game. It was more that he just didn't want to go out there tonight and risk the fact that he could hurt it even worse. But he does feel that this is a contained issue and not a problem moving forward, guys.
Not a good night for him to be out. All 5 of the Knicks' road losses have been by double digits. Why are they struggling so bad away from Madison Square Garden?
Yes, well, it's definitely not the offense. This is a team that shoots 44% when they go out on the road, and so that really hasn't been the issue. Defense has been the problem, and that's interesting too because at home their defense has been so solid. It's what's helped them win so many games. But talking to Courtney Lee, he tells me that really it's just defensively a focus thing that they need to just dial in a little bit more. Last night in Atlanta, he said that they started worrying about making their shots, and then that takes away from what they're doing on the other end of the floor versus approaching it the other way around, guys.
Frank Ntilikina got a lot of love for his performance against the Rockets the first time these two teams played and the way he defended James Harden. Now Chris Paul is back. Is that too tall of a task for him to try to guard both of those guys at different points in this game?
Well, tall, I would say definitely not, because what you have to remember about Frank Ntilikina is he's got a 7'3" wingspan. So there's nobody that guy can't guard. And the other thing that you have to recognize about Frank and what the Knicks love about him is that he is absolutely fearless. There's no game that he goes into feeling like he's a rookie, feeling like he can't step up and play. And the best example that we saw of that was when he bumped LeBron James around a little bit last week. So I don't think he's going to look at James Harden and Chris Paul and think that he can't get after those guys. Defensively, he's just so solid. Where he still needs to gain some strength is on the other end of the floor and get some confidence in taking that shot. But we've been seeing him do that just a little bit more as of late. But he's going to have to step up big time. When you look at this game tonight, and this is what the coaches were telling me, obviously everything has changed without having Enes Kanter and Kristaps Porzingis in the game. But what they're saying is that this is a guard-heavy game anyway. When you look at Houston, they're a team that plays small a lot of the time. And so the guards we're going to be the ones, no matter what, that we're going to have to step up. So this is going to be a big test, a big challenge for Frank. And then, of course, Jarrett Jack and Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway Jr., they're all going to have to help on those guys together.
Well, the Knicks have clearly gotten better without Carmelo Anthony this year. How is the atmosphere different in New York without him?
You know, it's really interesting because I don't think it's about Carmelo leaving. I think Carmelo wanted to go. I think the Knicks were ready to move on there. But I think what I can say about being around this Knicks team a lot now is that the chemistry has just been phenomenal. And I'll give you kind of an example of that. When you take a look at Enes Kanter, he's kind of become that Draymond Green type for this Knicks team. He's very fiery. He's very feisty. He gets the guys all fired up. And I think that that's something that's worked out. And then you look at a guy like Doug McDermott. He's come in and he's hitting some big threes. he tells me that he's just having more fun with this Knicks team than he has in any of his stops before. So I just think that this is a group that gets along really well. And when you think about it too, they're just so young. They've got 7 players that are 25 or younger. And so they're going out, they're fighting, they're having fun. The chemistry is great amongst this organization for sure.
Rebecca Haarlow, appreciate your time. Thank you for spending some of it with us. We appreciate it.
Take care, guys.